What's up, you guys? So here from OneGlanceTrader.com, and I'm super excited because in this video I'll be sharing with you the next release of the OGt Price Action Indicator and the brand new price pattern, the inside bar. So we'll be going through the ins and outs of the inside bar, all the customizable features, all that kind of good stuff, and then I'll be sharing with you one of my most favorite strategies of incorporating the inside bar. So if you like the sound of that, all I ask for is that you smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe either. And if you want to create your own indicators for TradingView and don't have the skill in Pine Editor to do that coding, click the first link inside the description. It will take you to the freelancer I use on Fiverr.com, and he's created this full indicator for me. It's absolutely amazing. His communication is on point, willing to jump on a Zoom with you to talk through your requirements. So please check that one out, and also mention the OGT channel and he'll make sure that he gives you a discount. So in terms of where you can get this indicator, I will publish this. So for those of you who follow this and have the indicator, you guys will know that TradingView keep banning the indicator, mainly because apparently there's already indicators like this out there. My view is there are price action indicators on TradingView, but I don't think there's one as robust and customizable as my own indicator. And secondly, I don't think it incorporates as many price patterns that I'm putting together. So search for it and just search for OGT inside the indicator list. Um, Only I've got a number of other ones here that you can see, and obviously the ones with one glance trade are the ones in the public view. This is just on my own scripting. Um, by the time this video gets released, if it gets taken down, then what I suggest is what you do is in the description down below will be the code where all you need to do is go to the Pine Editor section, copy what's in the text file and paste it in here, and just click save and add to chart. Therefore you'll have it inside your own library. So um, check the indicator list first. If it's not in there, just download the text file, absolutely free, and go add the indicator on. So inside the settings, this is the third price pattern, sorry. So we started with the engulfing bar, and again you can turn these on and off, as you can see over here with those, and then you've also got the doji as well in there. And again, there are various customizable features. I'll link to it down below and in the top right hand corner, so you guys can see the individual videos for these particular price patterns, because I'm not going to go into those in this video. And so then we've got the inside bar, which we've got here, and we've got two features on here. So firstly, the inside bar, as the name suggests, is a candlestick pattern where the second bar, i.e. the inside bar, is completely engulfed by the first preceding bar. And what we have here is we've got two combinations here. We can determine how big the first bar range is, and the default setting is 5, which basically means that the first bar of the 2-bar pattern needs to be bigger than the previous 5 candles. So if you type 4 in there, it will be the previous 4 candles. If you type 3, bigger 3, etc., etc. And then what we have here is the fill of the body of the candle. So the fill of the body by default needs to be 70%, right? So we don't want like massive wicks or dojis as the engulfing inside bar. We want to have strong, solid, hollow, filled, colored bodies. And that's why the default is 70. You can change it to 90, 100, 10, 20, whatever you want. And that's why this is the most customizable indicator or price action indicator on TradingView. So again, I'm just leaving the default settings of 70 and 5. And again, I'm showing you a forex chart because I like to trade price action on forex mainly. Again, you can do it on stocks. It works because it's just mathematical pieces on the candlesticks, so it does work across it all. And again, I've got a 5-minute chart because when I trade forex, I like to trade mostly shorter term from that kind of perspective. And so you can see here, we'll just take this one here, it's probably the easiest one to see. So you can see it says inside bar on here, and it's got a little arrow thing so you can see which reference to which bar it's talking about. So this is the inside bar. So we can see that the bar previous to this is, firstly, the whole width of the bar is greater than, very easy to see on the eye, very bigger than the previous 5 candles. And obviously the second bar is completely engulfed from bottom to top of the second bar. So, and that's basically how it works. If you take this one here, you can see that this bar here is 70% or more than 70% filled, and then you can see that that second bar is engulfed completely by the width of the first one. So that is how the inside bar works, and the inside bar traditionally is a neutral strategy from, or a breakout strategy rather. There's probably a better way to it. And what people like to do is wait for price to break out of the second bar, or sometimes the mother candle or the first candle, before breaking out to the upside or downside before placing a trade. Now, there are things you can put inside your favor by using MAs or Bollinger Bands in this particular example, combined with the Relative Strength Index or the RSI, to help put those odds in your favor that when a breakout occurs, it's occurring in the direction you kind of want it to go in. So that's what we're going to talk about now, is how can we trade or use this strategy or use this information or this candlestick pattern to our favor. And like I said, one of the things I like to use it for is a kind of a reversal and or a continuation of the kind of main trend. And the two indicators that I like to use outside of the price action indicator is the Bollinger Bands and the RSI. So the Bollinger Bands, again, they're free on TradingView. Just search Bollinger Bands and just search RSI. And I've not changed anything of the default settings. So 20 period close, the two standard deviation apart from the 20 period moving average. And the RSI is 14 close with the 70-30 levels as kind of the overbought, oversold. So in both indicators, they are seen as overbought, oversold indicators, where if price on the Bollinger Band goes outside of the upper Bollinger Band, for example, it likes to reverse back in, and if price comes outside of the lower Bollinger Band, it likes to come back in there. So what I'm looking for is, I am looking for an inside bar to occur outside of the Bollinger Band, whether that's at the top or at the bottom. In conjunction with that, what I like to see is if the RSI is over or near enough the in this case, where it's above the Bollinger Band, above 70. If it was below, I want to see an RSI reading around the 30, or preferably below the 30 period. So if we take, let's look at this one first. And again, you've got another one here, and I'll show you why this isn't a signal. Is you can see that you had the first bar shoot up outside there, had a RSI reading of 69.41, so just under the 70 mark. And then the second bar closed or created its whole body inside this bar, creating that inside candle, and the RSI was at 64.92. So again, it wasn't at the 70 mark, which is probably what I would have liked. I probably, looking at how this trade plays out, I probably would have taken this trade but not put a larger position size on. So once this setup occurs outside of the Bollinger Band, what I'm doing is, because I'm looking for a reversal, I draw a line just under the inside candle low in this example, and I wait. I wait for price to close or break, depending on how you want to set your rules up, underneath that bar. So you can see here that price continues to go up. So again, this is where it protects you, that it's not a full breakout. See, people that just take any breakout and then did the breakout of this particular high of the bar, would have got faked out. And this could have been a continuation, right? This could have been a continuation to go up. And I would only really do that if we were at the bottom Bollinger Band, really, from that perspective. So that's not what we're looking at in this example. And then you can see here, this red bar here closes below. You place your you place your order to go short. And again, you could either have the touch of the lower Bollinger Band, which was here, as your exit. You could have a trailing, a set 2-to-1, 1-to-1, however you decide to manage the trade. But this video is just about looking at the inside bar and giving you some ways on how you can potentially trade it. So again, that was one here. This was another inside bar, so you can see you had the first bar and then the second bar engulf. You can see here it's price was outside of the Bollinger Band. But if you look here where the RSI is, the RSI is currently sitting at around 56 and 58. So for me, there wasn't high enough momentum on the RSI to be able to do that. On the flip side of that, if you did see this type of permutation, you could argue that this is a good safer trade for a reversal, because there's no momentum to either side and it could potentially be ranging. So again, back test it on there, and that might be something that works out over time. But I like to have some momentum, some extremes, and more of a chance for it to go back. So if we go through a couple of more here, so if we look at this inside bar here, you can see it's not anywhere near the upper Bollinger Band or cleared the Bollinger Band, so that wouldn't be a signal for me in this strategy. Then we've got this big candle over here, which you can see here on the RSI. If you look at this section over here where my mouse is, you can see as a hover over there had an RSI reading of 70.14, which is great. And then you had a very bearish bar, probably like a Marubozu bar, where we are pretty much at the low of that particular bar. So then if we do there, we can see that the next bar breaks below, and again you start seeing some downward momentum. Depending on where you had your stop, if you had it here, you would have to wait a long time. Well, not long time because it's a 5-minute chart, but you would have to get all this gain, go into a bit of drawdown just to get gain again. So again, depending on your exit strategy, which is as important, or some argue it's more important than your entry strategy there. But that's pretty much how it works. And again, just so we'll look at some other ones here. Again, I wouldn't play with this one. I wouldn't play with this one. It's not really at the Bollinger Band. So we've got another one over here with this inside bar, and this one here potentially could have got stopped out. You got this big downward move at the 31.63. So not there. But if I did place an order, if I did place a thing, I'm looking for a break of this bar here, which had been here. It did go against me, depending on where you had your stop, but then eventually did do that. Then you had this one over here. Again, probably wouldn't have taken it, but it did work out well. This one's in the middle. This is another nice one here, but again, it's at like the 50 mark, so I probably wouldn't have looked at that one. And then again, you see you got this one up here again, just below, but engulfed, and you had a number of inside bars in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is an example of having multiple inside bars inside this whole range of candles there. So that could give you that little piece there, and then look for a break below this one, which then went off to the races there. So again, you can see here that's what the inside bar is. Very, very good, useful pattern to know. I think the strategy I've outlined, I think I've gone through 10 examples, of which 8 of them would have made money depending on where your exit strategy is. So it's a very highly reliable strategy on short-term time frames, utilizing the Bollinger Bands and RSI as well to give you that confirmation of potentially oversold or overbought terms. So really hope you've enjoyed this video. There's some other videos coming up on the screen now about my other indicators that I have on TradingView, so check those ones out, and I shall see you guys in the next video.